Hello YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and the Fan. And yes, the fan is on. But the fan is not blowing on me, so let me quickly rectify that. I needed to say, let me quickly rectify that with grace and poise, so that I didn't drop anything. The time is approximately 7 p.m. and 1 minute, and the date is Saturday, August 10th, 2019. The sun is transiting in the sign of the Lioness, and the moon is transiting in Sagittarius. So, one of my ongoing series of videos is what happened and what's happening. And I realized that given everything that's been happening and everything that needed to be put on hold from February through June of this year, I did not do that. So briefly, I was talking to my awesome audio-visual person, and I realized that I need to revise the titles of my most recent What's Happened and What's Happening videos, and make it something like What's Happened February through June 2019 and What's Happening February through June 2019. But this video is what happened July 2019. And definitely last month was a period of continued soul growth. And I can honestly say that journal writing has continued to... I'm sorry. Something happened with my awesome audiovisual person's computer, and the look on his face made me laugh. Okay, let me try that again. Take two. So, clearly, journal writing has become incredibly sacred to me. And I think that this year, I have engaged in more journal writing than I have in the past 5 years. And now more than ever, I'm making a point of keeping a journal on my person, or at least in one of my day bags, whenever I leave my apartment to meet with a client, run errands, what have you. And clearly it's become very sacred to me. I would say that the level of importance with regards to making time for journal writing has become at times imperative and at times crucial. As a matter of fact, one of my upcoming videos is a video that I have never done before. And some of you are going to be like, you mean you haven't done that video before? Really? And it's not a topic that I have not discussed previously, both online and off, but I've never done a video about it. So I'm going to give you some advance notice, and the video is going to be called Some of My Favorite Spiritual Practices. And it will have an accompanying blog post. I don't know when that video will be recorded. It would be very easy for me to say August of 2019, but I think it would be more accurate to say September 2019, or at least no later than September 2019. In fact, I'm going to give myself a lifeline as opposed to a deadline. So I declare in the presence of all of you on YouTube watching this video, my awesome audio-visual person, my feline goddess cats, all the powers of the universe, my guardian angels, spirit guides, beloved goddesses, beautiful gods, ancestors, ascended masters, etc., 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 that by no later than the date of the autumnal equinox, which in some magical traditions is called Mabon, I will have recorded this video, and it and the accompanying blog post will be live and published. So, looking at my trusty copy of Llewellyn's 2019 Daily Planetary Guide, I still have not purchased the 2021, can you imagine? The date of the autumnal equinox is Monday, September 23rd, 2019, and the sun enters Libra on that date at 3:50 a.m. Eastern Time. So, to make this official, by no later than Monday, September 23rd, 2019, 3:50 a.m. Eastern Time. The video entitled Some of My Favorite Spiritual Practices and the accompanying blog post on my professional, metaphysically oriented WordPress blog, This Is Who I Am, will be published and live. Period. End of story. The other thing that happened last month is I began exercising. Nothing major. I've been doing a lot of arm exercises and leg exercises as a way of, pardon me, as a way of strengthening my arms, strengthening my legs. Plus, you know, I'm not yet accustomed to weighing less than 200 pounds, and I'm certainly not accustomed to my arms and legs looking so skinny. I mean, we're you know, those of you who love to cook meat, you would not buy this piece of chicken. This piece of chicken got no meat. Got plenty of bone, but no meat. And I loves my chicken with meat, girl. You know what I'm saying. I love the thick meat. Let me take a sip of water before I say that it incriminates myself. So yeah, so I have, it's so funny because not too long ago, my awesome audiovisual person commented, "You don't eat like a bird anymore." Unfortunately, I have resumed eating like a bird, not by choice. It's just, you know what it is? I've read over the years, online and off, about how effective and how much healthier it is to have anywhere from 5 to 6 small meals throughout the day. But I become so laser focused that I forget to do that. Now, I don't miss a meal. I know it looks like I miss a meal, looks like I miss a lot of meals, but no, I don't miss a meal. You know, I do eat. I definitely eat. But see, you know, I can't have it both ways. You know, I've wanted to weigh less than 200 pounds for a long time. I would say for at least 10 years, if not longer than that. And I finally do. And the interesting thing is that now the pants that I couldn't wear when I weighed more than 200 pounds, I can't wear now because I weigh less than 200 pounds. Not by much, but still it's like, but the pants that I really want to keep, I've decided to have them taken in so that I can like wear them because they do look really fabulous on me. So that's something that really was happening a lot last month. I was experiencing continued soul growth. I was making a lot more time for my journals. I still am. Journal writing really is one of my most personal favorite spiritual practices. It is very physically and very emotionally healing for me, and it really helps me be clear-minded. In previous videos and with clients who have either had readings with me or who have participated in my metaphysical classes, I've talked about mindfulness. And it's so ironic considering that I'm not a practicing Buddhist, and yet the concept of mindfulness draws me. You know, I would happily read a book just on mindfulness. I would happily read a book on Buddhism that had a significant chapter on mindfulness. And those of you who are practicing Buddhists, if you have any titles you want to recommend, please feel free. There is something about Buddhism that draws me, and I'm not the only practicing witch. I'm not the only witch or magical practitioner that's drawn to Buddhism. I'm not drawn to Buddhism in a major way. Like, I know my personal psychic advisor, Roger Pratt, has been a practicing Buddhist for at least 20, 25 years, if not longer than that. And one of my dearest friends, Gary, who founded the NYC Open Gay Men's Pagan Magic Circle, he definitely practices Buddhism. But for me, it's not a daily practice. It's not even a weekly or monthly practice. But there are aspects and components of Buddhism that draw me, that very naturally and very, I would say, resonate with me. and mindfulness is absolutely one of them. I also spent a lot of time cleaning, and cleaning out and organizing last month. And for the first time ever, I engaged in not one, but 2 Sacred Solitude Sojourns. These days, when I engage in Sacred Solitude, I do it for 3 days in a row. I have no contact with the outside world. I stay in my apartment. I keep my cell phone turned off. I don't go on the internet. And I engage in these beautiful, spiritually uplifting practices such as meditation, prayer, journal writing, ritual work, spellcraft, visualization. I spend time reading my metaphysical books, and I spend time reading other books like cozy mysteries, sci-fi, LGBTQ. And speaking of books, one that falls into the category of both metaphysical and magical as well as LGBTQ is the Holy Book of Women's Mysteries. It is no coincidence to me that I'm finding all of these wonderful books on goddess mysteries, goddess lore, goddess studies, a month before my very first Great Goddess Circle. And I'm so excited about this. There is a story behind this book, and pardon me. I do want to keep this video short and sweet, but I promise you in a future video I will tell you the story. It's actually one of my favorite stories because it involves one of my favorite places which no longer exists, even online, my beloved Borders. Oh, I miss Borders bookstores. I absolutely do. I love Borders bookstores, and I am so happy that I am continuing to keep their legacy alive. Every book that I purchased at Borders I would keep their price tags on. So and yes, I did notice the butterfly on the cover art. So another book that I've been spending time with lately is called Vadriel Vale, and it is a sequel to Gaywick. It's set in turn-of-the-century New York City in late 1800s. And I love the book. I've spent way too much time reading this book. I've been on chapter 4 for more than a year. Chapter 4 begins on page 81, and I'm currently on page 82, as of yesterday. Not good at all. So I need to rectify that. And I think part of it has to do with FlameCon taking place next week, and FlameCon being the premier LGBTQ Comic-Con that I have been making more time to read LGBTQ fiction, and I need to increase the LGBTQ nonfiction that I read. But yeah, those are the books that have been drawing me lately. And definitely I've been unearthing a lot of other tarot and oracle card decks. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. Well, YouTube, as always, thank you so much for honoring who I am and what I do. I wish you and yours many blessings of healing, wholeness, wealth, and peace. And good night.